Founder and director of the National Straight Pride Coalition, and this is part 3 of our continuing video series, How Straight Pride Parades Can Save America. So in part 1 and 2 we discussed, we're talking about very fundamental issues, and in fact this will be a 10-minute chapter as all other chapters are. I'll get a signal from my producers here when we're at minute 9 and we'll close it up. But to continue what we founded our base on, we are building a base. There has to be a philosophical base. We have to have a complete understanding of what straight pride parades are, what they're meant to accomplish, what we're opposing, the religious philosophies underlying both sides, a complete spectrum, so we have an absolute complete understanding of what the battle is about. So to continue on part 2, in part 1, we talked about a basic fundamental thing which comes as evolution. The theory of evolution, it is a theory, it is not scientific. And as I discussed in the 2 earlier episodes, evolution is a fake, it is a fraud. There is no possibility in the world that evolution, that you as a human being evolved via evolution. It is absolutely impossible. Well, I want to discuss one thing which is very relevant to that, and that is there's a phrase called cognitive dissonance. And looking at the definition, it is a noun, and is the state of having inconsistent thoughts, beliefs, or attitudes, especially as relating to behavioral decisions and attitude change. Now that is extremely important for what we're discussing, because when we talk about evolution, we're talking about a mass imprinting on society that evolution is fact, that it can't be changed, that there's no other possibility. And so when you present a possibility to the believer in evolution, the religion of evolution, we can have what's called cognitive dissonance. If we present the facts that evolution doesn't exist, and for you, my readers, my listeners who believe that it does exist, you're going to mentally switch me off, because you won't want to accept or even consider the information I'm presenting to you that evolution is absolutely impossible. Many years ago, I was discussing abortion with actually a lady nurse. And I told her, well, Ruth, you know, since you've studied to become a nurse, you took basic biology. And you know that a new human life, sperm and egg, when they get together, that is a new human life, according to fundamental biology, the facts. And what was her response? So we're talking about science, irrefutable science. Now, if you, my listener, want to change and say that's not true, you're adding on to your religious perspective to change the science. But I'm saying is basic biological science. Sperm and egg come together, they form a new life form. So what was this lady's response? Literally, it was, talk to the hand, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Talk to the hand. That was literally what she said. So that's a more extreme version of just turning off the thoughts you don't want to hear, because it challenges your preconceived notions of the world when you have actual facts which come in conflict with what you perceive or your basic belief structure. And this is extremely important, because straight pride parades are based on a principle of we're following, when you boil it all down, we have one religion, Christianity, versus another religion, its opposite, Satanism, humanism. Christianity says that God created man and woman created them. We are created beings in the Christian philosophy, Christian religion perspective. We have a soul. We did not evolve. As I talked about in book chapter 1 and 2, the human body, just as an example of the heart, could not exist by itself. Let's say you did mutate, just to review. The pre-mutation heart, irregardless of how it got there, of all of its previous life, pre-mutation of however many mutations were needed to make our current wonderful heart, it had to exist just to sit there and exist in some way while it was waiting to mutate to post-mutation. So how did it exist just sitting here waiting for whatever needed to happen post-mutation? The answer is it had to have a functioning body to carry it. You have to have the whole body in order to have the heart. So it is absolutely impossible not only for the heart to evolve, but for the whole body to evolve in order to protect the heart. So we're talking about a total fantasy. Evolution is a total fantasy. Completely and totally. But you have to allow for that fantasy because the mass majority of people have been indoctrinated to believe that evolution is true without question. And when I present this idea to them, it's logical facts, which they will instantly turn off from cognitive dissonance because I'm challenging the basic belief structure that we live on. Because when we believe evolution, what is a concurrent belief with evolution? There is no God. God did not exist as we evolved from a single cell, however that evolved, up to 2 cells, however they evolved, onto the trillions of cells we have now. So that we're talking about fundamental religious beliefs. They can never be reconciled. It's impossible. And so we have to challenge the religious belief of evolution in order to progress to understand why straight pride parades are so important. Because when we talk about a straight pride parade, we're talking about, again, Christianity. We are created beings, but also one of the foundations of Christianity is that we have a creator who we are answerable to. That creator can tell us how to live the best lives. And also, that creator can approve or disapprove of what we do. We can obey that creator's instructions, or we can say, go to hell, essentially, and tell that creator to shove it. So that is a religious belief structure. And so we're talking about Christianity versus a religion which is the basis of evolution, Satanism, humanism, that we evolved. There is no God in this sequence. So as we evolve, we are automatically, by definition, getting better all the time. So everything we do in our decision making is always getting better, by definition, in Satanism, humanism. Because we have no guidance, outside guidance, to tell us what to do. We make the decisions. And so when we have these opposing philosophies, so it's extremely important. That's why we're talking about evolution right now, because that is the fundamental foundation of the Satanist humanist religion. And so it's extremely important. And to talk about this cognitive dissonance, for you who are listening to me, you have to be able to pick it up in your mind. Especially you have to be willing to see in your own mind how you want to turn off what I'm saying to you right now, that evolution is a fraud. You want to deny that. You want to talk to the hand. You want to plug your ears. You want to talk about the Giants game or baseball game. You want to switch your mind off to this reality. So what I'm trying to do for your own benefit is to nail you down to see the truth of this instead of changing the subject and ignoring it. It's fantastically important because everything is built on that. So we have to talk about the fraud, the lie, the total lie of evolution. It does not exist. We're created beings, and by definition in this, we're in a created world. God made all of this. This is all created. When you talk about the fantastic structure of either human beings or even plants, look at a leaf. What a fantastic leaf is the original solar panel. So it is able to take solar energy and convert that into energy and convert that. Look at what does a plant need to have to grow? It has water and sunlight, and it's able to produce that into a structure which actually produces food that you can eat, such as fruit, or just leaves or shade. How does it do that? Could that have evolved by itself? Just one. Remember, the same principle is for humans as for plants. How did one fantastic cell evolve? I'll go over it again as I did in the previous videos. We have a cell membrane, we have a nuclear membrane, we have DNA within the membrane. So we have a balloon within a balloon and then DNA inside the inner balloon. It's impossible for that to occur by itself. So these are foundational beliefs. So if you believe in evolution, you're believing in a lie. And I also make a statement that if you want to have a public debate on this, fine, we'll have $1,000 on the table for the winner of the debate. You'll be slaughtered because you have no proof, there is no proof, zero, that evolution is true. So that can be easily demonstrated. So these are basic fundamentals. This is chapter 3. We're approaching the end. Thank you for listening. NationalStraightPrideCoalition.org is our website. And God bless you in everything you do. Thank you. So I was a little bit wordy.